Chapter 19. A Seed Tells a Farmer's Story. I am a small seed. I am a small bajra seed. I have stayed in this beautiful wooden box since 1940. I want to tell you my story. This is a long story, but not mine alone. It is also the story of my farmer, Damji Bai, and his family. If I do not tell my story now, it might be too late. I was born in Vangam in Gujarat. That year, there was a good bajra millet crop. There was a festive mood in the village. Our area was famous for its grain and vegetables. Each year, Damji Bai kept aside some seeds from a good crop. This way, our bajra family went on from one generation to another. Good seeds were stored in dried gourd, lauki, which was coated with mud. But that year, Damji Bai himself made a strong wooden box to store us. He put in neem leaves to protect us from insects. He put different seeds in different compartments of the box. That was our beautiful home. In those days, Damji Bai and his cousins lived together. It was a large family. Everyone in the village helped each other, even in farming. When the crop was ready and harvested, everyone celebrated together. Oh, those wonderful days, with big feasts and loads to eat. In the winter, it would be time to enjoy the undia. All the vegetables were put into a clay pot along with the fresh spices. The pot was sealed and kept between hot coals. The vegetables cooked slowly in the special cooker on the fields. Oh, I forgot the pot was placed upside down. That is why the dish was called undia or upside down in Gujarati. Undia would be eaten with bajra rotis freshly cooked on the chulha. Oh, what an earthy, delicious flavor. Along with that, homemade butter, curd, and buttermilk was served. Farmers would grow many different kinds of crops, grains, and vegetables according to the season. The farmers kept enough of their needs and sold the rest to the shopkeepers from the city. Some farmers also grew cotton. At home, family members spun cotton on a charka, a spinning wheel, to make cloth. When times changed, over the years, many changes took place in the village. Some places could get water from the canal. They said the canal brought water from far away, where a dam had been built on a big river. Then electricity came. Switch on the button and there was light. People found that only one or two crops like wheat and cotton got better prices in the market. So most farmers began to grow only these. Soon we, old friends bajra and jowar and also vegetables were forgotten and dismissed even from Damji Bai's fields. Farmers even began to buy seeds from the market. People said there were new kinds of seeds. So farmers did not need to store seeds from the old crop. Now people in the village cooked and ate together only on very special days. As they ate, they would remember how tasty the food used to be in the past, fresh from the fields. When the seeds have changed, how could food even taste the same? Tamji Bai was getting old. His son Hasmukh looked after the fields and the family. Hasmukh was making a lot of money from farming. He rebuilt the old house. He brought new machines for farming. He used an electric motor to pump water. He brought a motorcycle to go to the city easily and also a tractor to plow the field. The tractor could do in a day what the bullocks would take many days to do. Hasmukh would say, "Now we are farming wisely. We grow only what we can sell in the market at a good price. With profits from our field, we can improve our life. We can make progress." Lying forgotten in the wooden box, I and the other seeds had our doubts. Is all this really progress? There is no longer any need for seeds like us and animals like the bullocks. After the tractor has come, even people who worked on the fields are no longer needed. How will they earn money? What will they live on? More and more expenses. The next 20 years saw even more changes. Without cows and buffaloes, there was no cow dung to be used in the fields as fertilizers. Hasmukh had to buy expensive fertilizers. The new kinds of seeds were such that the crops were easily affected by harmful insects. Medicines had to be sprayed on the crops to keep away the insects. Of what a bad smell these had and how expensive they were. The canal water was not enough for the new crops. All the farmers used pumps to lift water from deep under the ground. To meet all these expenses, loans had to be taken from the bank. Whatever little profit was made was used to repay the loan. But there was a little profit. Everyone was growing cotton, so the cotton prices were not as high as before. The soil itself was no longer the same. Growing the same crop over and over and using so many chemicals had affected the soil so much that now nothing could grow well there. It was becoming difficult to earn a living by farming alone. Hasmukh too changed with the times. He is often tense and angry most of the time. His educated son Parish did not want to do farming. He now started work as a truck driver. After all, the bank loan still had to be repaid. Often Parish doesn't come home for days. At times he is away for a week. 2 days back, when he came home, Parish started looking for something. Bah, he asked his mother, "Where is Dadaji's wooden seed box? It will be useful to keep the screws and tools for the truck." Now, do you understand why I told you my story? Read the report from a newspaper and discuss it. Tuesday, 18th December 2007, Andhra Pradesh. Farmers in Andhra Pradesh have been sent to jail for not being able to pay back their loans. They had suffered a big loss in farming. One of these farmers, Nallappa Reddy, had taken a bank loan of rupees 24,000. To repay the loan, he had to take another loan from a private moneylender at a very high rate of interest. Even after repaying rupees 34,000, Reddy could not repay the entire loan. Reddy says, "The bank sends farmers to jail for not paying back small loans. But what about the big businessmen? They take loans of crores of rupees. Nothing happens to them when they do not return the money." Nallappa Reddy's story is shared by thousands of farmers in India who are suffering huge losses. The situation is so bad that many farmers see no way out of this except to commit suicide. According to the government figures, 150,000 farmers have died like this between 1997 and 2005. This number may be much higher. Bhaskar Bai's farm, Dehri village, Gujarat. As we entered his farm, we were surprised. There were dead leaves, wild plants, and grass everywhere. Some of the tree branches seemed so dry, as if eaten by insects. At places, we saw some plants with colorful leaves. "Why these?" Bhaskar Bai said that they were croton plants, which gave him a signal when the soil became dry. We were surprised. How? He explained that the roots of the croton do not go deep in the ground. So when the top layer of the soil becomes dry, the croton leaves bend and become limp. This signal tells Bhaskar Bai which part of his farm needs to be watered. He found soil soft and crumbly. We could see tall coconut trees full of fresh coconuts. We thought he must be using some special fertilizers. Bhaskar Bai said he does not buy fertilizers made in factories. His soil is fertile because of all the dried leaves which slowly rot and mix with it. He dug the soil a little and told us to look. We saw thousands of earthworms. "These are my soil's best friends," he said. "The earthworms soften the soil as they keep digging underneath to make tunnels. This way air and water can easily get into the soil. The earthworms can also eat the dried leaves and plants, and their droppings fertilize the soil." Praveen told us about his uncle in the city who has dug a pit in his garden. He put dried leaves in the pit along with all the kitchen waste, peels of vegetables and fruits, and leftover food. He also has earthworms in the pit. They turn the waste into compost, a natural fertilizer. So his uncle gets good fertilizer without spending extra money. We all had some fresh coconuts from the farm. They were really tasty. We also learned so much about a new way of farming. Journey of a bajra seed from a field to a plate. What can you see in each picture on the next page? Read this out carefully and do this as your homework. Make sure that you make proper notes. What we have learned. We have come to the end of this chapter. There have been many changes over time in our food. What can this mean? Use the seed story and what you know from your elders to explain. What would happen if all the farmers were to use only one kind of seed and grow only one kind of crop? Write this in your own words, and all the best for your exams. Do read your chapters thoroughly and make sure you make proper notes. Thank you for watching.